my name is Ruben,
I'm Evan.
and we are back again for Ruben Evan podcast, sponsored by OneSpace, again as usual.
Of course. And we are here to discuss two resources that we've both researched, and I'm here to talk about Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is a book I've read.
And I'm here to talk about Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike. Okay, everyone, let's get right into it then. Tell me a bit about your book.
Yeah, so the first key learning point that I found was that small habits can lead to big actions. And what I found from this, particularly from this book, is that over time, if you do small, consistent habits, good habits, that over time it will show a really long-term promise and improvement in your life.
Okay.
Where we go there. I found this relevant to entrepreneurship through how businesses can thrive through small, consistent efforts and not from one big success. It's all
Definitely,
from
yeah.
just showing consistency, determination, and teamwork and communication. And yeah, so I definitely think that's one thing I definitely learned from this book. That's my first key learning point.
Very nice, very nice.
So, Ruben, what was your first key learning point that you took from Shoe Dog by Phil Knight?
The first learning point I'd probably say for myself was opportunity recognition. This means spotting a gap in the market. Phil Knight does really well when he started off because he started importing shoes from Japan to America at the perfect point.
And how would you say that links to entrepreneurship and maybe our business project?
It links to our business pretty much bang on, to be fair, because we're trying to identify real customer needs and real customer problems. We need to know who our customers are, what problems they have, and why products and services are useful. This book just made me realise that it's not just about an idea we like, but it's about finding an idea and a gap in market and opportunity which we can actually hit. We can find a problem, we can solve that problem. I mean, I feel like that's how businesses really work these days, and that's how you really actually make a profit, make the money.
Understanding customer needs and
Exactly.
their behaviours and stuff, so forth.
Exactly.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, Evan, would you mind telling me about your second key point that you took away from the book?
Yeah, so my second key learning point was that systems matter more than goals. And what I mean by this is that goals give you direction, but systems are what actually produce results. And that's what it said in the book. And I think it's like if we wanted to in our business produce more sales, that's a goal of ours. But without our systems such as communication, cold calling, or any sort of systems in place, whatever that may be, without that we can't achieve our goals. So without a doubt, systems are definitely more important than goals.
So systems are sort of starting block, and the goals are sort of like the end reward.
Yeah, the goals are right at the end of the pitch, and the systems is what takes you there along the way.
I like it a lot. I like it.
Yeah. So, Ruben, what is your second key point that you learned from this book?
Okay, the second key point I took away from this book is risk-taking. Risk-taking is such a big part of entrepreneurship. For example, Phil Knight didn't know how big a risk it was going to have when creating Nike. I mean, you never know what's going to really happen when you open a business. It's all about taking that gamble, taking that risk. But that's not me necessarily saying that you should risk everything, put everything on. Risks should be calculated. I mean, for our projects, I think we need to think about risks such as not getting enough customers, spending too much money early on, for example, like our website development, or so forth, or not standing out from our competitors enough. I mean, we can mitigate these risks by doing market research, testing, which we are going to be doing. We could test by building up a waiting list to see if it's actually going to work before we spend money on marketing, etc. Test if the idea works. Just testing out stuff that works before launching.
Sorry to interrupt. What's the downfall for not risk taking?
The downfall of not risk taking is just staying in the same position you are now to moving forwards.
Cool.
It's sort of as you said, you want to achieve those end goals, don't you? So if you want to achieve those end goals, you've got to get there by doing something.
You know what they say: no risk, no Lamborghini.
No risk, no reward.
Exactly.
Okay, Evan, tell me a bit about your third key point, man.
Yeah, so my third key point is that environment influences behavior. And what I mean by this is that who you surround yourself with is the success you're going to have, probably. So James Clear says in the book, or sums it up by saying that that people are more likely to repeat good habits if the support around them supports them or lets them.
Yeah.
So, and my dad always says to me that whoever you hang around with, you'll be the equivalent, or you'll be the fifth one. So if you hang around with 4 billionaires, you're going to be the fifth billionaire. If you hang around with 4 bums, you're going to be the fifth bum. So this is what I sort of take away from this book, and from my dad, really. But he actually read the book as well. So, yeah, I think we're getting the same points from the book. But yeah, I definitely think it's very important. So, yeah.
No, I really like the idea. It's all about surrounding yourself, and Evan explains it really well. It's all about surrounding yourself with the right people and the right mindset to actually further grow yourself and be the place you want to be at.
For sure. I think right now we're in the perfect position as in a team, and Bed Aston. It's just the perfect place to be, with like-minded people and the support systems, and
I mean, we're all young, aspiring entrepreneurs, and that's why we're on this course. So
yeah.
I couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah, it's great. So, Ruben, what is the third key learning point that you learned?
Okay, the third key point I'd probably say is cash flow.
Okay.
One of the things that stood out to me in the book was that Nike was growing as a company and they were looking really successful, but they still had money problems. I mean, this shows that sales automatically doesn't mean you're financially safe. And I think as a startup, it's really important, as we're a startup, to think about these things. And for example, startup costs, I think we need to think about how much money we're going to have to put into marketing and these other things, equipment we might have to get involved with. And I thought it was to help us make decisions and help us think about the money that we're going to have in the company and how we're going to use it to manage, how we're going to manage our cash flow and stuff like that.
Would you say cash flow or profit is more important?
I'd honestly say cash flow to start with is more important, because
for sure
you sort of want to look, profit is sort of thing when you want to take money out of a business.
It's the bottom line of the business.
Bottom line of business, yeah. But to start with, you've got to work on that cash flow. May not want to take money out of a company to start with, but it's all about making sure the company can actually turn over money and turn over revenue, and then you can look towards making more profit. I mean, profit is, as I say, very, very important, because you don't start a business without the profit aspect of it,
of course,
unless you're a charity, of course. But I'd say cash flow to start with, profit second.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, but how do you think using this book, Ken, is going to help in the future?
Yeah, I definitely think applying what I've learned from this book into my own projects is that I found that consistency and small habits will change projects and my life forever. So I need to implement these small habits now to set up my future, for sure. And I think systems can definitely make our team and whatever team I may have in the future work more efficiently and increase productivity. So, Ruben, what can you take from what you've learned from this book and apply it to your future projects?
Okay, I could give loads of points for this. One point I'm going to give is taking calculated risk. So, when starting any company, I feel like taking calculated risk is one of the main things you start with. I mean, entrepreneurship is so risky. I mean,
it is.
You've got to calculate it before you do it. I mean, Phil Knight, he believed was a man for running shoes, but he started to take a risk there. I think for us or myself going forwards, it's all about validating or confirming that the risk is worth the reward. I mean, we can do this by testing ideas first. Start small. Keep costs low. I mean, that's basically the moral of what I learned from the story.
Okay. So overall, I have found that Atomic Habits has been a very useful resource for me to learn from, as it's taught me that small, consistent behaviours and habits can change your personal life and your business extra mentally, and just skyrocket you just from doing small tasks every day. Even if it's just, going to the gym for 30 minutes a day, it will just change your life over time, in the long term, and do you for the better. So
Definitely, I really like the book you picked. I think it sounds very informative and very useful to real world scenarios.
yeah, it's been very, very good to read and talk about with you.
Okay. To conclude for myself, I feel the book Shoe Dog really helped me understand that having a good business idea is not the end all. It's all about spotting a gap in the market, taking calculated risks, and managing cash flow. I'm going to apply this to my own project by understanding the customers, testing our idea before eventually launching a product. I think the main thing I learned from this book is that successful startups need to research, plan, and have resilience.
Nice.
Thank you guys for tuning back into a Ruben Evan podcast. We'll be
Yes.
back again soon. Don't you guys worry.
We will catch you next time.